We are back. What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Thriller here, and we are here back in the PDA. Where you guys do remember last time around, we did make a playoff push. We made it to the semifinals, and unfortunately lost to a very close end match to our opponent, and we unfortunately did not win. Therefore, ending our season before the finals. But it was one of the few drafts I had left before I had quit. Well, not quit, but took my break. Now I'm still semi on my break. I'm only joining this league to finish out the season. There's only 3 weeks after weeks. 3 weeks left to finish out the season. So I'm not having a full return, but I figure I'd give you these a little bit of draft league content at the beginning of the year because as of the time of this recording, it is November. I will most likely not be posting these videos till the end of December/January in the new year. So this draft league is easily going to be done beforehand. And then there's also the JDL that's doing an Ubers tour. If that showdown, you won't see that till also the beginning of the year. So I'm breaking the fourth wall, left, right, and center for you. But this is going to be a draft league where I'm just going to use a lot of my old favorites. And I want to use some things. And plus, in future leagues, I want to try something that's really stupid, but it's going to be really fun. But if you guys are excited, like you haven't already, subscribe. You're new, enjoy the first today. Should be thrown with the king of the crew. And with that being said, let's break down this draft analysis. So first off, I will be using the team up here at top for the battle of week five. We actually breaking the fourth wall once again. I already played my week five before I recorded this video, and there'll be no spoilers, of course. But there's also gonna be no team builder for week five. Probably not gonna do team builders in general. Maybe I'll just put a paste in the description of what my team is if you're curious of what it kind of can do. But I generally am not going to do team builders for the rest of the season just because it doesn't make sense. For the rest of the seasons, I may try to do team builders, and I may go back. Not might actually stop doing team builders. I don't know. It really kind of depends on my mood. But let's talk about the team. So first off, this was the original team that we took over, where it was Bundle, Gliscor, Ogerpon Teal, Satitan, Tinkaton, Glacier, Obama Snow, Umbreon, Iron Boulder, Blissey, and Biblion. Now, the rules for Terra this time around, you got him on with 5 points as your Terra captain. So rounds 5 and below can be your Terra captain, but you only get one Terra captain. This is an extreme low tier Terra captain. And by the way, low tier, I mean low tier as in points tier, not by actual mon tier. So I can just reiterate this. So the only Pokemon we had allowed to Terra was Abomasnow, but apparently the Abomasnow wasn't a confirmed Terra captain. Now, I will say that I did state this in the video that I did actually with the week five. The Abomasnow for the matchup I'm going to be playing, I actually will use Terra Ghost on it, and I will use Terra on it. Now, obviously, if it gets a kill or something and it results in a DQ, then it results in a DQ. But if it doesn't result in anything because it doesn't do anything, then you know what? That's what happens. So but let's go ahead and break down this team here. So obviously, like I said, it was the Titan, Tinkaton, Glacier, Abomasnow, and all this stuff. I actually got rid of Titan, Tinkaton, which I was debating on keeping, but I ended up getting rid of it because I just used it. I want to use it again, but use it for a full season. Last year, I only dropped it because I didn't like the theme of the team. I would have kept it with some of the pieces I would have used for my other team right now that I would use. But I do want to use last year for a full season because I love it. Bought myself for a Terra Captain. It's pretty unique. It's pretty alright, but I ended up dropping it. Umbreon, I hate with a burning passion. I was damn near close to keeping this thing on the team. I'm not going to lie to you. I ended up not doing it because I've already used Boulder a couple of times, and I want to usually kind of focus now a little bit more on some new stuff. Like I said, I want to try to have some fun with this league. I'm not trying to be super serious with it. I'm not trying to I'm still gonna try my best, but obviously it's a league that I want to get back into, kind of shake up the rust a little, even though I haven't really lost the rust from some of the videos you guys have been seeing. Never was using Blissey, and if Vivian could Terra, I would keep Vivian, but honestly, but I couldn't Terra. So let's look at the team that we ended up keeping. So first off, we only kept 3 mons from the original team. I'm going to say that right now. So the first mon we kept was Iron Bundle, and honestly, it was because of the battle that I did, and plus based on what was left on the board. I honestly didn't want anything else. And Bundle, it's a kind of a fun mon. It's been a really long time since I've used it, so you know what? Bundle did pretty decently good for me in the battle. That's all I'll say. So ultimately, decided to keep Bundle. Bundle's a fun mon, so it's gonna be really good. Just hopefully we land our hits and we'll do well. Up next is a mon I have been dying to try, and since I'm having some fun, I want to keep something that can make me a little fun. And I love using Gliscor in a different approach. Obviously, I can use Gliscor at spike stacking and stealth rock stacking type of Pokemon. But I love the offensive capability of Gliscor. I think offensively Gliscor is so much more better. I love the good support role that can be when it needs to, but I just love an offensive Gliscor. Offensive Gliscor is super good. It is one of the most slept on sets ever in Draft League, and I think it's going to be one of the mons I really want. I'm going to have some fun trying to play around with and test with this season. And the last one we kept was Ogerpon Teal. I was going to originally use this in the original draft league, but then we stepped away from the draft league scene because we took our break. And Ogerpon was part of the ones I really wanted to try, and I just wanted to keep it and just be able to try to have some fun with it, have some really good time with it. I also forgot to nickname these Pokemon. This is going to be Future Future Shady. This is going to be okay. Come on. Scorpius, which I have no idea what the name comes from. It just came to my head when they had it. And this is gonna be Fiona, which I think is the perfect name because it's supposed to be an it's supposed to be an ogre, right? And what did Fiona end up becoming? She became an ogre, and she wore a green dress. Come on, that's not the most perfect name ever. You're all wrong for that. Now, Ogre Run Heartflame, I could also see it being Fiona as well. So let's get into the new stuff we drafted. So the first new Pokemon was the Terra Captain I decided, which was in 2 points. And I'm sick and tired of everyone disrespecting my boy. Terra Flapple is the most goaded Pokemon ever. Now, when you can allow higher tiers, I'm not going to draft that thing. But if you're allowing low tiers, especially in a really low tier format, and it's free Terra, Terra Flapple is the GOAT. I absolutely love this Pokemon. For those that don't know, I competed in the UMPL's low tier off season, and I finished in the semifinals of that season. And this was my kill leader when I had things like Entei, Primarina, Heracross. Like I had those mons, and this was my kill leader. I am so happy I got to use Flapple this season, and it was an absolute awesome. I'm really looking forward to using it again this season. Hopefully, we can have some more fun. Now we're into some Pokemon that I have not touched in like literally 10 years or so, which is a lie. We technically been doing Draft League for about 10 years, but for like majority of my Draft League career, like only like a year or two, I got a chance to maybe use these Pokemon, but I ended up dropping them or quitting leagues and something like that. So these are Pokemon that I have not finished a full season with, but they're also Pokemon I have not used in God knows how long. First off, is one of my all-time favorite Pokemon to ever use, and it is I haven't been a full on great user of Reuniclus, but it is a Pokemon I have seen do work. It is a Pokemon I absolutely love with a passion, and it fits my type of style. Kind of an offensive, bulky setup sweeper, which is really great. The amount of ways we can run this thing between Magic Guard, Regenerator, Trick Room offense, the Trick Room setup sweeper, or just the setup sweeper in general. I overall just love this goddamn Pokemon so much, and I'm so excited to use it again after so long. It's going to be awesome. And speaking of another Pokemon I have not used in so freaking long, this actually was going to be the original mascot for the Iowa Jolteons. This was going to be the Iowa Hawkeyes and have a Staraptor in the Iowa Hawkeyes logo, which I thought was really creative. But the Iowa Jolteons ended up being where because it was Jolteons had a good read to it, fits the blacking, and plus the Jolteon logo has just aged really well. This is a Pokemon I have not used in like literally forever, and I'm really just to be running Reckless every single week and running Choice Band or Choice Scarf. That's all I'm running on this month. I'm running literally Choice Scarf or Choice Band, maybe Silk Scarf or Sharp Beak if I feel like it. But this name on that absolutely just claims 2 KOs before it dies, and it's just an absolute mon. Now, these were some Pokemon I actually was a little bit surprised. Like this next Pokemon, I will say, I'm genuinely surprised was still on the board, and I haven't really used it a ton. I went with Hisuian Samurai. Now, I think I've only drafted this thing twice in my draft league career. One for Wi-Fi, I think one for Showdown. I think I've done okay with it. I'm not a fantastic user with it, but it was something I felt, you know what, it's a good dark type. I really need a good dark on my team right now. And I felt like it was a really good one to fit on the team, give me access to more spikes, which I think was really good with its attack, a decent speed tier as well. I just overall felt this was a perfect fit for this team. And I want to have fun, and I want to have fun with the Pokemon. We're naming it Colin after my buddy Colin, who says this is the best draft league Pokemon in the entirety of the draft league scene, and so we're gonna name him after the Student Samurai. Now here comes a Pokemon I have not done a full season with. I've done VGC with this, we're almost for a full season, and I've done a partial league with it, but not a full league with it. And this is my first, again, another partial league I'm doing, but it's a Pokemon that makes me want to test it even more and see if I can really work with it. And that is Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr is disgustingly good when positioned and played correctly. Guts is super broken on a Pokemon like this. Assault Vest sets are pretty decent. Iron Fist sets are fantastic. It is a super good Pokemon, and I absolutely am looking forward to using Conkeldurr once again. And hopefully, maybe this will inspire me to draft it for a full season next time. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm next up Boo Boo Keys, the Klefki, an underrated Pokemon in my opinion. This is a Pokemon I actually decided to swap out for Tinkaton. Is it probably the worst choice? Maybe a little bit, but I love Prankster. I love the options to potentially be setup sweeper. I love the option to be have spikes. Thunderwave support and foul plays would be fantastic. I overall think this was a great mod. And plus, I really needed to steal in a fairy type for the dragon types out there, and I felt like this fit the role perfectly well for a defensive Pokemon. Overall, super happy. Now I needed to get some removal at least, and I still figured up a spinner, and I figured, you know what, let's just draft them all. It's a normal type, gives me a ghost immunity, it gives me a mon where if I had last resort, I can just spam that and then just run the rest sleep talk, bandit attacks, stuff like that. But overall, I think it's a fantastic Pokemon. It's a really good mon for what it can offer, and I felt like, you know what, for what I did, it's great. And the last Pokemon is a Pokemon you guys have actually seen me draft, technically speaking, before. This is the second time I actually technically am using this Pokemon, and it is Ampharos. Now, Ampharos, it's not going to be a great Pokemon. It's not going to be great. It's not going to be broad most of the time. But Ampharos, low key, is a hidden threat if your team does not have the proper checks to it. Ampharos, with just electric and dragon coverage, checks just about every damn Pokemon on the board. It has great utility moves in Cotton Spore, Cotton Guard, and Thunder Wave. It's just overall a really good mon, a good slow pivot and Volt Switch. And you know what? I felt like this could be a great Pokemon to have fun with. So that is gonna be my team, guys. Let me know what you think about this team. Like again, like I said, this team is not a serious team. It's got some serious mons on it, obviously, but I'm here to have some fun. I want to try out some Pokemon I haven't really used in a very long ass time. Some Pokemon I've never really used, and some Pokemon I'm just excited to have some fun with. But yeah, that's gonna be the team. That's gonna be our spiel there. Tune in for week 6, and I'll see you guys whenever we do. Oh, I guess week 5, but week 5 will just be whatever. But week 6 is when we start using this plan. See you guys next time. Bye.